When someone walks away from a relationship feeling hurt, confused, or betrayed, it's often due to actions that were never truly understood in the moment. Narcissists, in particular, have a way of turning situations around, making their partners feel as though they're the ones in the wrong. They can be charismatic, charming, and highly manipulative, but as time passes, the damage becomes more evident. So, what happens when the narcissist comes back, seemingly wanting to fix things? You might think they've changed, or that they're ready to make things right. But here's the truth: the narcissist wants you back, but they'll never fix what they broke. To start, let's acknowledge the idea of narcissism itself. When we hear the term, many of us immediately think of self-centeredness, vanity, and superficial behavior. Narcissism, however, is far more complex than just an inflated sense of self. In the context of relationships, it's about control, manipulation, and a complete disregard for the feelings of others. Narcissists often display behavior that leaves others feeling emotionally drained, as they thrive on attention, admiration, and validation from those around them. Their needs are met at the expense of others' well-being. They don't see their actions as problematic because they lack true empathy. This dynamic often creates an imbalance in relationships, where the other person is constantly giving, trying to please, and receiving little to no reciprocity. When a narcissist feels they've lost this source of validation, they may come back. But make no mistake, it's not out of genuine desire to mend what was broken. It's because they need you again to fulfill their emotional needs. Now let's talk about what happens when the narcissist comes back into your life, after you've gone through the heartache. It's not uncommon for narcissists to reappear after a breakup, especially if they feel that they've lost control, or that they are no longer getting the validation they once had from you. They may show up apologizing or expressing regret, but in reality, it's all about them. This is a tactic used to get back into your life, not to actually fix the issues that led to the breakup. The narcissist will likely tell you all the right things to pull you back in, how they've changed, how they miss you, or how they regret their actions. These are all scripted lines meant to reignite your hope, making you think that they have finally learned their lesson. But here's the hard truth: these are just words, and they rarely align with their actual behavior. Narcissists may make empty promises, but they lack the self-awareness and humility needed to truly change. The return of a narcissist is often accompanied by a cycle of manipulation. They may use guilt, charm, or even intimidation to make you doubt your own feelings and perceptions. They'll present themselves as the victim, as though they've suffered without you, hoping to spark sympathy. But the reality is that their primary goal is to regain the control they once had. They may promise change, but they're simply seeking to repeat the same toxic patterns. The answer is simple: narcissists are incapable of true self-reflection and personal growth. Change requires humility, the willingness to admit mistakes, and a deep desire to grow as a person. Narcissists don't possess these qualities because their entire self-worth is built on the validation and admiration they receive from others. They see relationships as tools for boosting their own ego, rather than opportunities for mutual love and respect. Furthermore, narcissists lack empathy. When they hurt someone, they don't understand the depth of the pain they've caused. They may feel momentary guilt or frustration, but these feelings quickly fade as they shift focus back to their own needs. They may apologize, but the apology is often hollow. It's a means to an end, an attempt to get back into your life, so they can continue to feed off your emotional energy. This inability to fix what they've broken is rooted in their inability to change. Narcissists will always put their needs above yours, and they will always view you as a tool to serve their own desires. Their promises of change are fleeting, because at their core, they are incapable of the introspection required to make real, lasting changes. It's important to understand that narcissistic relationships often follow a predictable pattern, often referred to as the cycle of narcissistic abuse. This cycle begins with idealization, where the narcissist showers their partner with attention, love, and praise. This is followed by devaluation, where the narcissist begins to withdraw affection, criticize, and manipulate. Eventually, there's a discard phase, where the narcissist ends the relationship or pushes the partner away. But the cycle doesn't end there. After some time, the narcissist may return, seeking to re-enter the partner's life. This is where the cycle repeats itself. They may once again charm their way back into your life, only to repeat the same toxic behavior. Narcissists thrive on this cycle, as it gives them a sense of power and control over their partners. The narcissist may even come back with what seems like genuine promises of change, but these promises are rarely kept. They are simply a way to continue the cycle, drawing you back in so they can once again feed off your emotional energy. In essence, the narcissist will never fix what they broke, because they don't see the need to change. To them, the relationship is about getting their needs met, not about creating a healthy, balanced partnership. If you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, it's important to understand your own worth and recognize the patterns that have kept you in this cycle. The narcissist's return may feel tempting, especially if you're feeling lonely or vulnerable. But remember, the narcissist's return is not a sign that they've changed. It's a sign that they've recognized an opportunity to regain control. Breaking free from the cycle of narcissistic abuse is difficult, but it's necessary for your own emotional well-being. Narcissists are masters of manipulation, but you can take back your power by setting firm boundaries and learning to recognize the signs of emotional abuse. You deserve a relationship based on mutual respect, trust, and love, qualities that a narcissist is incapable of offering. Healing from a relationship with a narcissist takes time and self-care. It's essential to focus on rebuilding your self-esteem and recognizing the toxic patterns that were present in the relationship. Surround yourself with supportive friends and family who can help you see the situation clearly. Therapy can also be incredibly beneficial, as it provides a safe space to process your feelings and learn healthy coping mechanisms. Ultimately, the key to moving forward is realizing that the narcissist's return is not a sign of change. It's just another manipulation tactic. They will never fix what they broke, because their focus is always on themselves. You can heal and rebuild your life, but it requires you to let go of the narcissist and the toxic patterns that they bring into your life. I hope this video has provided some clarity regarding narcissistic relationships and the toxic cycle that many people unknowingly get trapped in. These relationships can be emotionally draining and manipulative, often leaving individuals confused and hurt. If you're currently facing a situation where a narcissist is trying to re-enter your life, it's crucial to pause and carefully evaluate what's truly best for you. Never lose sight of your emotional well-being, which should always be your top priority, regardless of the empty promises of change they may offer. The first step in breaking free from this harmful cycle is recognizing the red flags and understanding that the behavior of a narcissist is unlikely to change. They may use charm or manipulation to lure you back, but their underlying traits remain the same. It's important to remind yourself that you deserve more than temporary fixes or hollow apologies. True change comes from within, and it is rare for narcissists to genuinely evolve. When making decisions about whether to let someone back into your life, always consider your long-term happiness and emotional health. Surround yourself with supportive friends, family, or professionals who can help guide you in making the right choices. You don't have to navigate this alone, and seeking support can provide the clarity and strength needed to stay firm in your decisions. If you found this video helpful, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share it with others who might need to hear this message. Your well-being is incredibly important, and you deserve a love that is healthy, nurturing, and respectful. Take care of yourself, and remember you're worth it.